do 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 do. Hmm. There we go. Ooh. That's tough. Do 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 do. Sometimes just a beat. Give yourself a beat, not like a, not that kind of beat, but a beat of nothing. You can just draw out a note until you can place the next one. Because you might panic, like, oh, I gotta insert a note here because I have to do that next note that I need to figure out. It's like you're figuring out how to get to the next note. And then you rush to the next one. In fact, you could just hold that note and then have a beat and then bring to the next note. Wow, I'm impressed that I haven't gotten any people to come onto my chat yet. I'm being all speculative because I've been waiting for my upload speed to become better. So when it says 0, I'm like, like, is my upload speed not working? Because that's what happened last night. I was like, what the heck's going on? And I realized, oh yeah, I should test and see how what my upload speed is. But the upload speed's good now, so that's good. Yeah. Hey, how's it going, dude? Nice to see you. Man, oh man. So, I've been thinking about what it means to be a behavioral health technician. What is that? It's people who help. It's a job where. Oh, thanks. I've been trying to get better at it. It's my father's flute, and my father passed in 2015, and this is one of his instruments that he bought. And I still play it from time to time. So it's a meaningful instrument. I've actually described how in the past in one of my previous live streams, I'll say it again, that if a ski masked man came up and yanked this out of my hand, I would be like, get back here! And I'd run after him and get in my car and I'd chase him. And I would actually go at the ends of the earth just to get this back. I'm bricked up right now. Bricked up mean like, are you... When I hear bricked up, I mean like I interpret it as you're weighed down, like something's weighing you down, like perhaps you might be intoxicated or high. Like I'm bricked up, like I can't move, I'm stoned. When I hear brick, I mean I think of stoned. I might be wrong. Yo, what the hell? I'm just guessing. I don't know what bricked up means. Bricked up, like you got some bricks and then you put the brick on top of the other brick. Oh, thank you for saying that. I really appreciate that. Yeah, much love, man, much love. My dad played in church bands and he was an amazing man. My cabinet? What, you want to see what's in my cabinet? Let's see. I'll show you what's in my cabinet. In my cabinet, I have a little bit left of pretzel sticks. I got 2 pretzel sticks left. Alfredo sauce. Some seeds. You want to eat some seeds? And 1 can of white chicken from Dollar Tree. That's my life. That's how I live, dog. Forever in a day, ain't a damn thing changed. That's right. Oh, I just got a text from my buddy. That's the most Viva La Bam episode. And it's true. I sent him a clip where it's Bam remembering the old episode of Ryan Dunn going down the waterfall in the barrel. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's worth checking out for sure because it's like a mega ass like funny memory. It's crazy. Bam was reiterating it. I'm like, I've never seen it yet. So I ended up sitting in my room watching it on my table. And it's just a bunch of 18-year-old, 20-year-old dudes screwing around, farting in each other's faces. I'm bricked up. It's due hard. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. What? Bricked up. Like you're like going like this with joints or something. Is that what's going on? I don't know. I have to look it up. And I can't look it up now because I'm live. So it's like, hey, Mr. AI, like I can't do it right now. I'm live. So, man, I wish I had like a dictionary. Bricked up. It's not here. That's funny. Stupid dictionary. It's good for nothing. Just throw it in the fire. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, thanks, man. It's one of my favorite shirts. I've had it for years, man. And I actually hang it. Like, I'm one of those guys who's really lazy. I'll admit it, man. I'm not the most, like, I gotta hang up my shirts. No, I'm not really like that. It kind of sits in my hamper, and then sometimes I put it in my drawer. If it makes it in the drawer, I'm having a good week. Okay? That's really, I'll be honest. I'm an honest guy. You know, and this is one of those shirts I'll hang up. But there's meaning in this shirt, and I'll tell you why. I go back home to my home state every year, at least once a year. This time I'm holding up for a concert. I had the opportunity to go earlier. I decided to hold out because a bunch of my friends said, we're going to this concert. Sick. I'm saving it for that time of year, man. And it's going to be the Insane Clown Posse. Woo! We're going to get covered in Faygo, go up front. I know every word to every one of their songs. I've loved them since I was a teenager. It's going to be an amazing, crazy time. It's going to be awesome. I already invited like a bunch of people. Me, I'm not going to give out their names, but one other one, another one. So it's going to be all 5 of us, hopefully. It's going to be awesome. Yeah. And one of them has never been to an ICP show. And I've known him since 6th grade. And he's never been. And I've been to a million shows. So when I go with him, we're going to bring all the towels, right? Because that's what you have to do. I'll tell you how to prepare for an ICP show if you happen to go. Fill up your trunk with towels, have an extra change of clothes, put your phone in a double layer plastic bag. And if you think you want to film the Insane Clown Posse, you're wrongly mistaken. You're absolutely mistaken. You will not be able to get up front and film ICP without getting your phone damaged, okay? It's like, it's like, no, you can't. You're going to get covered in soda, brother. You got to protect your phone at an ICP show, okay? So 2 plastic bags over your phone. The second layer is because the first layer never works. You think idealistically, well, I put it in a plastic bag. It should work. I went to a show. It got so soaked that it didn't work, okay? But my phone wasn't dead, though. I actually survived it. But still, that's like a kind of scenario. You don't want that to happen. The best thing you should do is just leave all your shit in the car and go up to the front. As soon as you know ICP is going on, run out to your car, put all your electronics in the car, and then go right back in there. It's like, what's up, bitch? You know, whoop, whoop, what's up? You know, like, that's it. Exactly, dude. And also you have to go to fast food afterwards because it's like you get the high after ICP, like the crowd screaming family, 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 and like ICP, like, and you know, and everyone's going whoop whoop. If you yell out whoop whoop really loud, everyone says whoop whoop with you. Like 5 guys will respond whoop 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 whoop. That's what happens. That's legit what happens if you go, dude. It's the best. And they're like 30 years in the game. ICP has not stopped touring for 30 years. Imagine being an insane clown, serial killing, like insane. Sorry, I said it wrong. Imagine being a serial killing wicked clown from outer space for 30 years. That's what a life. How do you not praise that? I'm sorry, like, where do you get off, brother? Like, their music sucks. Well, wouldn't you want to be able to do this for your career? You don't appreciate that at all? The self-made man, dude. Warehouse full of merchandise, sells it. Like, they bought the warehouse. They filled it with their own merchandise and sell it. Double platinum albums. Hello. I'm sorry, I could talk about ICP all day. It's one of my main interests in life. Other show that I'll tell you that's super dope that everyone should go to that people are unaware of but that should be more aware of is, you may be aware of his song. It goes by the name of When I Was Done Dying. That song is created by the artist Dan Deacon. Favorite flavor of Faygo? Red Pop, because it's the most unhealthy. It's the most synthetic and horrible one. So if you're gonna go big or go home. And also, the soda they actually use at the concert, which is Diet Root Beer. That's what they use at every show, so it smells like beautiful root beer. And you don't wear your favorite shirt at ICP show, okay? Don't wear your favorite clothes. Wear your gym shorts. And tie it real tight. And get up front, man. And let the security guy know we're at the front. I want to go up. And they actually help you get on stage at the end because nobody gives a fuck. Excuse my language. Oh, man. But yeah, Red Pop is amazing, dude. Love Red Pop. I love getting Faygo down the street. I like to walk down to the street. In Massachusetts, it's a little bit more hard to find Faygo. I moved to Florida. I'm like, oh, there's like Faygo here? I'm like, no way. They got like 5 or 6 flavors here, dog. Like, that's sick. Spell. Oh, yeah. ICP. That's funny, yeah. Oh, sweet, dude. I appreciate. I'll tell you another awesome artist that is worth checking out. Dan Deacon. If you know Dan Deacon is coming to your town, go to his show. ICUP. Yeah, ICUP. That's like if you're out at recess and the kid couldn't hold it. And you're like, ICUP. Like, what's so funny about that? I don't get that. That doesn't vibe with me, dog. I don't understand. There's no prospect in that at all. It's just, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, Dan Deacon. The reason why he's so fantastic is I'll tell you exactly. Sure, dude. I appreciate. The way Dan Deacon starts his shows is like this. All right, guys, make a big circle. We're going to have a dancing contest. You, who in that shirt, and you girl with the purple hair, or whatever. He chooses 2 people. He's like, now go in the middle of the circle. All right, yay, we got our first contestants. Yay, woo! And he says, when this song begins, I want you to start dancing sassy as fuck, like your Tweety Bird, and you're just like, no, I'm not going to listen to you. Start dancing like that as soon as the song starts. And then when you feel like you're done dancing, grab somebody in the circle, then it's their turn. Keep the cycle going. That's what he does at the start of every one of his shows. And he goes, all right, and then he gets into his songs, and it's high-paced, psychedelic, electronic music. And he has a crazy light show. And it's just fast-paced, super awesome, weird shit, dude. It's awesome. Right? And now, after a while, if somebody doesn't switch, he's like, hey, you gotta switch. And then other people are like, make him switch. And then they get him out. And then at the end, he goes, all right, now everybody. And then the song drops. The whole place starts jumping up and down together. Everyone's in it. Everyone on the floor. Incredible. That's what he does every single show. Do not miss Dan Deacon. And then he does another thing. He does 2 other things that I'm aware of. All right, guys, split the room in half. He splits the room in half, and then he gets 2 people to come up front, and he says, now we're going to do interpretive dance. So he gets the 2 people he chooses, and he's like, as soon as you feel like you can't do anymore, choose somebody else, and they come up for you. Same thing. So now he gets them to do I did it a few times because I've seen Dan Deacon a few times, and you direct all the people. You bring your arms up like this, and then everyone on that side of the room in the venue will do it with you. And then you copy them, and you just are screwing around. The whole time you're screwing around at the show. That's like the point of Dan Deacon's show. He wants you to screw around. He forces you to screw around. And it's fun. It's perfect. It's the way I don't know. The other way he starts doing stuff too is he does the pyramid. He does the steeple thing where he's like, all right, two people, put your hands up like this. Now I want the other next two people come up, do that next, and now just don't stop. We're going to go around the whole venue. We're going to go out the door, and we're all going to be doing the steeple thing. And then when you're at the end of the line of the steeple, you go through, and then when you hit the end of the line, you stand up at the end. And then you make it so that you loop it back. And you know what's sick? When you do that, Dan leaves the stage, and he goes through the arm tunnel. You actually get to see Dan Deacon run by in front of you. He made eye contact with me when he did it one time. I was like, yo, what's up? It was such a dope moment. You can hear the music in the background because you're outside the venue, right? You're like, it's a funny, cool experience. Bro, are you poop? Am I poop? That's a very philosophical question. Am I poop? There are poo houses. There are houses in Africa where they're called poo houses. I know that because I listened to Oliver Tree talk about how he stayed in a poo house when he went to Africa. I'm just saying what I heard, dog. Okay? I'm just saying what I heard. I'm not saying all their houses are made of poo. Don't assume shit. I'm just protecting myself. Bro, are you poo? Today. Am I poop today? Well, we continuously have an effort to make ourselves not feel like poop. So if I was poop, then I perhaps would be feeling like poop. But I do not feel like poop. I do not feel like waste. Poop is waste. You know what I mean? So you're not a waste, and you're a diamond. You're not poop, you're a diamond. You gotta find the diamond in the poop. Now that's some philosophy for you right there. So you're not poop, you gotta find the diamond in the poop. Because there's a diamond in the poop. You have to find the diamond in the poop. Sorry, I'm just going off the rails right now. All right. Yeah, I'm just having fun tonight. I went out to Barnes & Noble today, and I was researching into this amazing book, Raphael. Awesome. Raphael's an awesome artist. You know Raphael? He's super dope. Anyone who doesn't know, you gotta know. He was a prodigy. He made Renaissance paintings at 22 years old. I'll show you one of his paintings that he made when he was 20. I mean, early 20s. Like he turned, he turned 20 something, and he's making. I'll show you this. Raphael made this when he was in his 20s. That's amazing, dog. How the hell? It's because he grew up around amazing artists. That's like the secret. That's how he did it. Because when you grow up around the right people, then you grow up around the right people. He was literally like pretty much from birth, he was trained. And as he was growing up, being trained, there was Leonardo da Vinci, who was also being a master at the time. And Michelangelo at the same time. Master of his time. Bruh, wait. Yeah, what's up? What up? I'm waiting. You want to see something cool? I got rainbow plates, right? Got a rainbow rock. Got a rainbow rock on my rainbow plates. Yeah, I don't know. It's just sitting on my table. I noticed today I got a rainbow rock, and it just so happened to go on my rainbow plate, and I'm like, that's cool. Bro, wait. What am I waiting for? I feel like I'm going crazy. What am I waiting for? Did he leave? Are you still there? Don't tell me to wait and leave, dude. The guy goes, wait. He doesn't say anything. He must be typing a paragraph. I mean, I'm assuming. I'm inferring because I have evidence that you told me to wait. Oh, let me get into what's assuming and inferring. I'm assuming that you will say this. Well, what evidence do you have that I will say this? I don't have any evidence that you're going to say anything. I'm just guessing. That's an assumption. If you know somebody's a salesman and they sell one particular thing, you might know what they're going to ask you because you were inferring. You're inferring something. You're not assuming. You're inferring that, well, I know you're a salesman, so you're probably going to want to sell me that. Or something like that. Like, for example, you aren't assuming if it's going to storm if you see dark clouds in the distance. You're not assuming that. You're inferring that because you have evidence before you that's letting you know that it's most likely going to storm. So let's see. Assuming would be, I assume that my dog's going to jump on this chair and she's going to wait for me to pet her. I just know that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Right? When you say it like that, you're assuming that the dog's going to jump up here and want me to pet her, right? That's based on an assumption. But if I saw my dog standing over there and I said, hey, come here, I could infer from there that she would listen to what I'm going to say and jump up there because she's always done that when I ask her to do it. So I can infer that. Inferring versus assuming. That is such an important thing that people really need to understand. Inference needs to be way more taught in schools. Kids need to know how to infer. They need to know how to say something based on evidence because it's so easy to assume, but we need to catch ourselves before we assume. Because if we know how to infer and base things we say off of evidence, then we won't assume as often, right? And when you see a video title, you're going to immediately assume that that title is being truthful, when in fact it's a grabbing. You're now inferring that they're using the title to get you to click, right? But before you can infer, you assumed it was true. Inference, assumption. Inference, assumption. Infer. How did you infer that? That's an ultimate question to ask a smart person who knows what inference is, because they tell you how they know that their prediction might be more true otherwise. Because people might assume something based on a bad emotion. They might automatically be like, well, that guy's a dick, so I already know he's going to do that. I guarantee you, he's a dick. That's what a lot of people will say and think about other people. When in fact, you can say, well, there are other possibilities based on what could happen. And what are those other things that could happen? You're inferring to other pieces of evidence that could happen. You're not immediately assuming based on false emotion. Yeah, that's how to live. That's called activating the witness within. You're not being carried by your emotions. You witness the emotions, you see the waves on the horizon, and you react accordingly. Yeah, that's how you do it. You react accordingly. All right, Dracula, vamp. Vampire. Dracula, vamp. Interesting. Well, I was once a goth. I was a goth all the way until maybe like, I was a goth for a long time. I was probably a goth until 23, 24. And then eventually I was just like, I'm just me, man. I mean, you happen to be whatever you happen to be. And I noticed that I've always enjoyed the aesthetic, but I wanted to be more of myself. You know what I mean? And that's, oh, I look like a vampire. Cool. Like, hide my face. Heck yeah. I'll look even more like a vampire if I do this. Wear my glasses. I've been wearing my glasses. I'll show you all my glasses. This is kind of fun. That's so interesting that you told me I look like a vampire, and and then I was just saying how, yeah, I used to love goth stuff when I was a teenager. Do a vampire live stream. Now that would be kind of funny, honestly. For Halloween, I mean, I'll do that for Halloween. That'd be kind of dope. Now, vampires are awesome. When you imagine being so awesome that when you imagine something, you imagine you. Like, for example, I think his name was Bela Lugosi. He was the guy who played Dracula. he was a real person. You know what I mean? He was like a man. But he did Dracula so well that no matter what he did after, it was like, oh, that's Dracula. Same thing with Harry Potter, the guy who played Harry Potter. But the thing is he was in like a million movies being the same guy. Dracula was in one movie being Dracula. And is forever connotated, forever associated. So imagine that, like you're like embedded into an archetype. Like there are people out there who are embedded into horror archetypes because vampire became its own archetype. Right? It's very interesting. There's like a spectrum of vampires, spectrum of zombies, spectrum of everything. Everything. One of my favorite archetypal spectrum things is what Mewtwo is. Because Mewtwo is such an interesting character. You know, an interesting prospect. I've always loved Pokemon and stuff like that, but Mewtwo is such an interesting type of character. He was generated. He was birthed, and he had to find meaning in his own life. And that is what I'm very interested in my life, finding meaning. And Mewtwo had to find his own meaning. And by the end of the Pokemon movie, he was able to find meaning in his life by the end of the Pokemon movie. You know, because he realized something. You have to be the first one to show love in order to gain meaning in your life. He was judging and seeing things for what they were and what he thought things were, and judged them by what he immediately assumed as what you might infer, right? Because I made clones like myself, and they are even more powerful than your Pokemon. But then he realized power isn't the answer. It's what you do with your life that defines who you are. And when Mewtwo realized that, it was like an awakening. And that's why it was so special for us as kids when we witnessed Mewtwo have that realization, I think. You know? Because he realized he was creating meaning in his life. He was like, wow, my life does have meaning. I can create my own meaning. You know, it was never said that way, but that's the truth. He came into the world wondering why he was here. Remember? He was doing the thing with the Tauros, and he was exercising his super psychic powers, and Giovanni was using him for his powers. And he goes, but why am I here? Oh, what an amazing thing. But why am I here? And then Giovanni is like, oh yeah, Mewtwo, you said we were partners. He's like, he's like, you were brought into this humans by humans to obey humans. And then Mewtwo goes, this cannot be my destiny. And he's like, stop this now. I say stop this now all the time. I was used and created, and my creators have used and betrayed me. So I stand alone. That's half of what all of metal is based on. My creators have used and betrayed me, so now I stand alone. And then Mewtwo blows up the laboratory that birthed him. And then he's like trying to find out what he is, where he came from, what's his meaning in life. If he just was created by humans to obey humans, he's like, no, we were partners. This cannot be my destiny. And he finds his destiny, or part of his destiny, at the end of the movie, when he realizes that the circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant, and what you do with your life is what defines who you are. And he's like, and when you realize that, he realized, I want to define myself in a good way. He noticed by that one statement, he's like, I was living life wrong. He stopped the Pokemon from fighting because he saw how Ash put his life on the line to stop the battling. He couldn't stand it anymore because he knew the Pokemon were going to kill each other. He's like, I have to make this stop. It stopped Mewtwo in his tracks. He's like, what? Why would he sacrifice himself right now and stop me? Why would he do that? And then he realized that it's love. Ash showed love, and it forced Mewtwo to realize, wow, I'm going about this whole finding meaning in life thing all wrong. I should do what Ash did. Live for life. Act in accordance that perpetuates more life. Allowing people to make their own decisions and make them decide how they want to live. Don't tell someone how to live, like how Giovanni was telling him how to live. You can decide how you want to live. And you don't have to prove yourself to anybody. You don't have to be stronger than the next guy. Say, you know what, man, you're strong, but I'm stronger. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to mess with me. And then when you say that to somebody, they go, oh, yeah? And then you'll literally start fighting. And he's like, and then after you beat up that guy, do you really seriously feel like you made any difference in life and made anything any better? Yeah, I showed him because remember how strong I am. Like, oh my God, bro. That's not going to last forever. Are you going to lay up your muscles in heaven? Are you going to think about all the guys and how cool you were kicking all those guys' asses? And how cool you were by inflicting pain all the way into the end of your life? It's confusion and delusion, dude. A lot of people are trapped that way because they can't find the meaning in their lives. And they try to find meaning in the worst way, or they're not even concerned about finding meaning. They're concerned about finding whatever makes them go, wee next. And they make their brain go because they drink themselves to death or get too high too much, and then their memory goes, and then their ability to learn and retain knowledge goes. And it's just a nonstop and never-ending perpetual cycle. And it all comes down to ending the blame, because we are the ones who begin blaming others based on confusion and assumptions. We aren't inferring on all the possibilities, all the pieces of evidence that are actually there. We let our emotions carry us away. When you can actually not allow that to happen, you can stop that from happening. You can notice when you're getting angry and frustrated, right? But you can notice when you're calm. You can notice when life is going good. Start noticing that. Start pointing out to people when they're being good. Start letting people know, hey man, you're doing great. Like if you notice that people are doing better, let them know, dude. Let them know. Hey man, you're doing way better than usual. Like, hey, you lost a lot of weight. Or, hey, so tell me about the plants you're growing, you know? Or tell me about how that thing's going. Well, it's not going so good. Well, what about something else, you know? Like, remember this? Remember this? As soon as somebody says, oh man, something's not going so great, literally change and say, remember this? You know, and if they say, well, I can't remember anything, then say, well then, remember what brings more light to you. Because we find ourselves in an empty mine a lot of the time where there are no diamonds in there. But you have to remember to think. You have to remember, to chip into the wall and find the diamond and illuminate the diamond, you know? And that diamond could be whatever's timeless to you, you know? What is timeless? That is a beautiful question to ask yourself. What is timeless? Adhere to that. Live for what's timeless to you, not to anybody else. Don't start living for other people for the sake of other people. Live for what you believe is timeless. And what you believe is timeless is family, your loved ones, your friends. Living even for memories itself is very important. Or dating. Right. So I'd like to go on a date with a girl at some point because I'd want to ask her that question, right? What a question. What's timeless to you? Damn. That's like earth-shaking question right there. You can't come back from that. And if they don't want to answer that, then that's already like, you don't want to tell me what's timeless to you? Like, what's timeless? Well, something that I truly appreciate, something that makes me feel special, that brings meaning in my life, you know? There are things that bring meaning into our lives, and it's whatever's timeless. That's another thing. That's another way to identify what's meaningful in your life. And I feel like when people are suffering and they need something to hold on to, that is what is worth holding on to. What they can remember is timeless. To me, that moment with Mewtwo and how he felt betrayed and was so upset about his circumstances and confused about why he was created and what his purpose was. He eventually found his purpose when he witnessed somebody sacrifice their own life to save somebody else, you know? And that moment to me is timeless. And when you remember those timeless moments, you have to actually examine it. When you examine the timeless moments and start thinking deeply, it's deep, critical thinking about what is timeless to you, that is how you find true happiness in your actions and what you do. Like, you want to do things that reside in eternity, and that's very important. It's so important to me that nothing else seems to matter, like, and everything else just is kind of like a bump in the road, and you're like, whatever, okay, I just dealt with that, whatever. But whatever brings you meaning in life through those timeless things is not a bump in the road. That is like you stop the car and and you get out and you take in life for what it is. You're not just speeding around going next to whatever. You found your home, and you're continuously finding your home when you reside in critical think and deeply think about what's timeless to you. That's truly what home is. And you can create home in your own mind the more you're able to focus and do that. Like, when I think about what I recently did in my previous job, I was an RBT, I helped autistic children. When I think about all those times, it's timeless. It'll last me forever, If somebody asked me, tell me about what you did when you were an RBT, I'll say, oh my God, I did all these things and I'm proud of all those things that I did, and that's meaning. Whatever you're proud of gives you meaning. That's very important. Do things that you can set yourself up to be proud of. And also, that could even be setting foundation. And that could be physical or mental, because foundational things are what allows things to build up, And so that's why when somebody says, I remember the movie Fight Club, Tyler Durden asked the guys in the back seat, what's something you always wanted to do in your life? And the guy goes, one of the guys goes, build a house. And that's true. That's an actual goal some dudes have out there. What is one of those things you want to do in life? Well, building a house has meaning, because to that person who's going to live in that house, it could be a timeless memory for them. That has so much worth. Helping to build a house has inherent worth, because you're building a foundation. That's physically building a foundation. That's an action going towards something that's productive. And you have to think about if it means something to you, because you could build something that has foundation, right? And that is meaningful. But I'm thinking about places now that have foundation that you can live in that aren't necessarily the best idea to build, right? I'm thinking about, there are these apartment complexes that are just popping up here in Florida. Way more people are moving to Florida right now. The traffic is still nuts in summertime. It wasn't like that 2 or 3 years ago. The traffic's way crazier and more people are moving here, right? So they're building these big apartment complexes in the middle of nowhere where the fields used to be for cows. They're getting rid of all the cow fields and putting up these huge apartment buildings. Now, they are providing foundation. They are providing the sense of allowing people to have more meaning in their lives. So if you're along that line of meaning and providing meaning for people, then you will get meaning in providing meaning for them. So that's very important. I should probably just call my live stream the Meaning Live, the Meaning Live streams, because I always end up talking about finding meaning. But it's so important, because if you find a correct meaning in life that actually makes you feel good and helps other people, then you're legit making the world a better place. You're allowing people to notice things more easily. And I think that there should be books made, like what I was saying yesterday when my live wasn't working so well. I was saying how, hey, we should make it so that we have updated dictionaries filled with job titles in them, and every job title has a description for that job title, because it's something you have to decipher, and we should make it so it's easier for kids to decipher what job titles are. There's no harm in that at all. It's only perpetuating love and acceptance and understanding quicker. I didn't know any job titles when I was in high school. Almost no particular job titles. We need particular job titles. And now imagine having a dictionary of job titles, and then talking to an AI about your values, your personal values, and what you wish you could do for people. And you could actually have the AI find it for you. It'll literally go through the memory bank of job titles. Like that, the job title book should be like this freaking big. And then that freaking book that's this big full of job titles, you could literally just be like, all right, I'm gonna make my AI. I'm going to take a picture of every one of these things and just super duper computerize it and then talk to the AI and be like, so I have this many job titles. Tell me all of them that vibe with me. Tell me all of them that will actually align with my personal values that'll be worth doing. And it can do that for you, dude. It's a tool that can immediately perpetuate meaning in your life. It will find those things for you. Because I had a hard time finding meaning in my life. I couldn't do it. I didn't have enough guts. I didn't have a path. I didn't have the way. But AI shows you the way. So many more people are going to have jobs they never would have been able to find without AI. That's fascinating. Fascinating. You know? Like some guy's going to realize that he wants to be a house builder because he wants that feeling of providing meaning for people, and he gets meaning from providing meaning. You know, and then there's people out there who will say, well, I want to be a farmer or I want to help grow food. Okay, then do what it takes. Do that path. Try it. Actually try. Work a job to make money to try. Never stop trying. Get there. Find yourself there. And if you feel like you don't know what to do next, ask your AI, what do I do next? And then it can actually show you the way. It's literally a light enhancer on the dark tunnel of life. You know, AI is that. Like, you can become anything you set your mind to. It's true. And AI can actually shine that light on that thing that you might find meaning in according to your values, reflecting upon your values and directing you where you need to go. Because you might not know how to get where you want to go. Like, I didn't know how to become an RBT and help autistic kids. I didn't know how to do that at all. I'm just going to go on Google and keep looking it up. No, dude, just ask AI and it can bring you right there. It'll give you exactly the next step you need. Man, I want to become an astronaut. You can ask AI right now, what would I have to do this, to become this job title? And it will tell you. It will tell you what you can do. And if you don't even know the job title, then you can ask for job titles according to the values that you uphold within. Yeah. Uphold. Because you know what means something to you if you think about it long enough. Whatever's timeless to you, if you know some things that's timeless to you, you can decipher it. You can dump into the pool of timelessness and look around. Like, pick up the things on the bottom of the pool and say, hey, oh yeah, this is one of those things that'll never get old. Like a beautiful friendship moment that you have with your friends. Or like, if you want to help people make friends, there's probably a job out there where you can help people make friends with other people. You could be a social worker if you wanted, right? You can find out how to do it. Ask AI, and it'll literally light up the path. It'll line it up for you, dog. And all you gotta do is say, what's next? What's next? What's next? What do I gotta do next? Help me, help me, help me. And then it'll say, yeah, sure. And if you need to save up money in order to eventually get to where you need to go, what the AI is telling you to do, then make the money and keep that in your mind. It'll actually make you work harder, make you want to work longer, because you're working towards something that means something. And if it means something to you, then it'll mean something to somebody else. Isn't that fascinating? And as long as you do something that you know that means something to somebody else, then that's timeless. That is forever. That's a diamond. Hold your diamonds, y'all. Keep them with you. Shine them in the light. Use AI to shine your diamonds. Get closer to your diamonds in the dormant cave. Because sometimes we're in the dark cave. You gotta shine the light, man. You gotta shine the light in that cave and look for those diamonds. Remember. It's about remembering. Just like how Mufasa had to tell Simba to remember. You've forgotten me. No, father, I have not forgotten you. But Simba, I want you to remember who you are. And I'm telling you, take the time to remember. Take the time. Take the time to remember. Sincerely remember what means something to you. Follow that. It's so important. All right. And now I'll take a rest and play my flute for a moment. Because I like doing this. It's fun. Play my dad's flute. Oh. Ooh. I'm just playing around. I'm not like a professional or anything. I'm just playing around. Ooh, I'm not. I gotta take my glasses off. I feel like I'm losing my focus. Also, I'll be honest, I had a drink. I didn't finish it, but it's still back there, so I'm a little bit trying to focus on playing the right notes as I'm. That ain't right. That ain't right. That ain't right. All right, y'all. I've been going in and out, just talking here about whatever comes to my mind, and I'm going a little bit longer tonight, because why not? Why not? Going a little bit longer tonight. I usually stay on for about 20 or 30 minutes. Well, I don't know. I might end up going. I was watching Star Trek before I ended up going live tonight. Captain Picard. See, Captain Picard gives me a sense of meaning. He does, because it's something to aim at. He's an idealistic way to be a leader. If you ever want to know how to be a leader, watch Star Trek The Next Generation for maybe 3 episodes. You'll automatically start learning from Captain Picard. And you can even, and there's no shame in analyzation. There's no shame in jumping into something and thinking deeply. Give yourself the time to think deeply. Really examine it, but don't hurt yourself. Don't go to the point where it's going to hurt yourself, or to the point where it becomes a chore. You have to be willing. Whatever you're willing to do is beautiful. It's something so important, right? Like when you feel a willingness, it's like a gift from God. Like a willingness is like a gift from God. Notice it. What are you willing to do? Do it. And make sure that and remember, and then you have to remember what you were willing to do in the past. And you will continuously will it. You'll continuously have that will if you remember what you're willing to do, or what you were willing to do. Like, you could remember that you were working out and you were on a roll, right? You were doing push-ups, you were drinking all the water, you were eating everything right. That's because you were willing to do it. You can remember to be willing to do stuff that's good for you, dude. It's there and waiting and ready for you. It's just here. All you gotta do is take the time to think deeply and remember. That's why I say this. I've said this a few times, but I used to smoke weed every night. Every night I'd smoke weed alone in my room. That's horrible. Don't smoke weed alone in your room, man. Because every time you blast yourself into another universe when you're high, when you're smoking, every time you blast yourself into another universe, I hate to break it to you, but you want to keep your memories more than the one woohoo you had alone in your room. You want to retain what's timeless to you. You want to remember. You want to keep remembering. Keep it there. Keep it. Hold on to it. It's your fuel. It's your meaning fuel. The better you're able to recall, retain knowledge, and remember things, the more willing you're going to be, because you can remember what you've always been willing to do. You don't forget about what you've been willing to do. That's why people stop eating healthily and start just it's like you have to automatically start, not automatically, you have to be willing to remember and to do the right decisions in order to get to a place where you already feel good. It's like you have to be willing enough to prove to yourself that you feel good, right? Like, if you've never proven to yourself that you've made yourself feel better by changing your regimens, then consider on changing your regimens in order to make yourself feel better for longer. And if you change your regimens to make yourself feel better for longer, then you've proven to yourself that you were willing to improve yourself. And you can remember that better if you don't smoke weed. That's true. That's just a fact. All right. It's been an hour, or about to be an hour, 10 minutes. So I'll let everybody go. And of course, I'll say this as well, with whoever's watching. Might be my mom. Oh, hi. Um, Man, oh man. So I'll leave you with these words. Remember. Remember what is timeless to you. Remember the times you brought meaning to other people's lives. Remember the things you might, try to remember what you helped other people remember. And whatever you helped other people remember that you were a part of is something that's worth pursuing. And you might have been doing something crazy. You may have just been having a lot of fun with your friends in a car drinking, right? But it's not about the substances that led you there. It's about the people who you were with. And you can actually improve on improving yourself while also maintaining that same feeling. That's possible. That's possible. All right, guys. Have a great night. Peace be with you. Oh, man, it's hard to leave. It's hard to leave when more people come. I'll be honest. It's like, hey, I'll see you later as soon as I go and click off 14 people. Oh, okay, maybe I'll stay for a minute longer. Shit. Man, I'm getting thirsty. I'm gonna get a drink. I'm gonna get a drink. Well, you got some drinks here? What? Come on, man, you got any drinks? I'm only coming over if you got some drinks. That's so messed up. I hope you never end up being like that, because there are people out there that are like that. You got some drinks? Ah, shit, you don't? Like, that's horrible. It's like, I'm trying to get smashed, brother. You're my brother if you have drinks. Like, that's so fucked up. Don't be like that. Don't be that guy. But you know what, though? I'm not going to tell you to not be that guy. I want to say there's ways to prevent yourself from being that guy. You can prevent yourself from getting that way. And you know what? I'm here to help those guys. I want to help those guys. That's my next venture in life. To help the guys who feel like they need the drinks. This guy, well, you got any drinks? And you say, no, man, I don't have any drinks. But you know what, though? I want to ask you what you think is timeless and what's worth pursuing. Truly, not drinking. Drink is the only thing I really feel like I want to do. Then you can actually learn more about what it means to be a modest drinker, right? It's like, no, I want to get smashed. I want to forget. I want to forget shit. There's stuff that I've been through that I want to forget. Well, you actually have to get used to being stronger. That's the old. Now that's a crazy thing to say, right? But it's about, it's not, I don't know. People go through horrible things in life sometimes, and they have to bear what they've been through. And that's why it's even more important for me to get into this field. Because the people who have been through things need reassurance. They need help remembering. They need help getting there. They need help getting there. They need things. There's people who need things that I can provide, that you can provide. And that's a beautiful realization in itself. Noticing that you can do something for other people. And you might not even believe that you have anything to offer to other people, right? Because you don't know, you might not know what you have to offer. But what I've been explaining through this live stream is you can discover what you can discover. You can discover what you can discover within you that can bring more remembrance and more meaning in life. All right, I'll go now. Much love, y'all. Many blessings. It's been fun.